Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Art Whisper 88. These are my Posca marker pens and I want to do a preliminary layer with them. I'm going to do some doodling. Now it's always good to prime these, shake them up, and just make sure that they write. And sometimes you see these felt tips have these, they get raggedy because the gel plate is very sticky. So what I do is I snip the excess off. Okay, that's it for the yellow. I just want to make sure that these write properly. See, they get these stray felt tip. One viewer suggested that I reverse the tips. I really don't like doing that. I've done it before and the paint just runs out. It creates a mess. If I can just snip the excess and be done with it, I much prefer that. Okay. All right, now I primed all of them. I'm going to do a series of ovals. Now I don't have a clear preconceived notion of what this is going to be like, but I thought I would start with concentric circles, concentric ovals. Now, they don't have to be perfect. It's the act of warming up that's more important than the end result. That's why I don't agree with artists who are preoccupied with the material. I think material is secondary, whether you use cheap material or expensive material. What's more important is the creative element that's in your mind more than the physical aspect of it. Because once you have a creative mind, you can take any material, whether it's cheap or expensive, it doesn't matter. You can create something worthwhile. Some write more readily than others. So I notice if you write too quickly, the ink runs out. Okay, so you get the idea. I'm going to continue this off camera because I need to let the first few circles dry a little bit. Otherwise, I'd be smearing it all over my hand. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go away. Okay, I think that's it for the concentric circles. I will let this dry and figure out the next layer. Okay, now this is dried. It's been about almost 10 minutes. As a pickup color, I'm going to use acrylic phthalo blue. And just to be on the safe side, I will shake it well. And I'll be careful not to put too much. Okay. Takes a little practice to calculate how much paint to put. because I have different sizes of plates, and every plate requires a different amount of paint. Now I can tell from the consistency of this paint, it has a lot of extenders. Now it's the extenders that enable the transfer to happen. Now you see this? That's a tiny depression in the plate. That happens sometimes because the plate is flexible, and sometimes they tend to have dips like potholes. So you just have to pay attention and make sure that you cover those depressed areas. Okay. You just clear the table. Put these away. This is 22 by 30 cold press watercolor paper, and I am using the smooth side. What you see facing you is the pebbly side. Now I switch brands sometimes from Richardson to Blick. Now Blick carries a house brand watercolor paper, which I like. It's reasonably priced. I will put a link in the description box below so you can try it. Okay, since I'm trying to pick up the Posca, I will leave this on for 5 minutes. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. Let's see how we made out. Again, the plate is sticking to the paper, so I'm peeling it off carefully. I think it's a very effective transfer, but it's really stuck on the plate. I just have to be very careful. This is normal for the plate to grab onto the paper. Just have to be very careful that you don't pull the paper too fast and end up tearing the paper. Now, thankfully, this watercolor paper is thick enough. This is 140 pound, so it's a fairly heavy paper. Okay, pretty cool. So I will let this dry. I do want to put a second layer of something, so I will be right back. Okay, here's the next step. I laid down some of my reusable stencils, and I'm going to do an experiment. I'm going to mix my own custom color. This is iridescent white. It's something that I like to use a lot. So I'm going to put some iridescent white and mix it with this phthalo blue. Actually, I'm not going to use this. I will use a different brand. This is phthalo blue, but it's Lucas. And see what the outcome is. The result is a very beautiful, kind of like cornflower blue. Okay. I'm going to mix a little more of the white. Okay, so instead of buying a custom or buying a specific color, I'd rather just mix it myself and mix it to the color that I want. So the advantage of applying the color with your brush is you can apply it to the open areas. You can avoid the closed areas. Okay, there are a lot of high spots, but I will go over it with my brayer slowly, with a small brayer. You'll see in a few moments. Okay, I think I covered all the open areas. I will use a small brayer. And just flatten it out. So what the brayer does, aside from flattening it out, creates a special kind of texture, as you will see in a few moments. Okay, I'm going to clear this table. I lost my tweezers again. Okay, just make sure I didn't leave any. One more. So here is the first pool. See, this crease is from the force of pulling. That's how aggressive the gel plate is. Especially these large gel plates are very aggressive. The stickiness. So maybe it's high time I condition this with some baby oil. Okay, I will leave this on for about 5 minutes. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. Let's see, this is exciting. The edges don't seem to transfer very well. I think it's because the edges dry first. Okay. Right, my mind's already going about the third layer. So I will let this air dry and figure out what the next step will be. Okay, everybody, here we are at the third segment. This will be a third layer. Now I'm going to do a split fountain. This is Naples yellow. I'll do a Naples yellow here in the middle, and then the outer edges will be this light pink to complement the Posca markers. So I'm just going to dab a little yellow. And use my bristle brush to spread the paint. Now I'll spread the paint and then finish it off with a brayer just to even it out. Okay. So the brayer forces the paint into the nooks and crannies of the stencils. Okay, so that's it for the Naples yellow. Now I will do the pink. Now this is a color that I very rarely use. but I think this will work for this piece, because it has such a playful feeling with it, with the Posca markers, the different colors. After all, it is a doodle. That's the nature of doodling, is in the spirit of fun. So I'm going to take some from the left side, spread it onto the right. Okay. Let's see how this works out. Okay. So here is a piece with this 2 layers. Now every time I choose a color, it's really, I'm taking a chance, because I'm not 100% sure that it's going to work. Actually, I never am 100% sure. It's always some kind of a game of chance. But you won't know until you try. Okay, so I will leave this for a few minutes, maybe 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, let's see how we did. This is really exciting because I don't really know what the result is going to be. This reminds me of a circus poster because of the candy colors. Pretty cool. I like that. I like that it's not perfect. The transfer is, there are a lot of missing parts, but I think that gives the print some character. I'll let this air dry and then I will recap. Okay, here's my favorite part of this video where I get to show you the finished print. Here is a close-up. As you can see the interaction of the Posca markers and the 2 layers of acrylic. It's a little complex, but I think it's fun. I was thinking of using metallic gold, but I changed my mind because I think gold would be too formal. And I wanted this to be more of a fun piece, not a serious piece. So I hope you liked this video. I had a lot of fun doing this. Please share this with your friends and give me a thumbs up. Please pay a visit to artwhisperer88.com, which is my storefront, and the sales of these pieces help to fund this channel and help to keep it going. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time.